Welcome to Pearman Fitness. Today, I'm going to give you a little glimpse of what my nightly routine is. I have moderate to severe scoliosis, got some stuff going on, so that's why I got into fitness, and I wanted to learn what can I do to keep myself as balanced as possible, and what can I do to keep my energy up and keep the pain as low as possible. For me, stretching has been a big part of that. So I'm going to go over a few things that I do every night involving a split, working on ankle flexibility a little bit, a little forward fold, and a few other tips. So follow me on the floor. Let's start with the split. All right, so here we go. Little spot on the floor. What I want you to do is start where you're comfortable here. If you can't just go out this far, it's totally fine. You can go narrower. But we're going to start going left to right here. So what I want you to do is put your hands behind your butt, lift your butt up, pull your toes toward your ears, lengthen through your heels, settle back down, get as tall as you can, press to your butt. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put our hand into the floor. I'm going to come over here, boom, to my right side first. I'm going to grab my foot. This is kind of what I do. Again, if these certain things aren't available for you, there's always an option. You can't just reach over to your toe. Guess what? We can have a towel, throw it over a foot, pull a little bit, get that same stretch. So see where you're at. If you're able to grab your foot, what I like to do is I press my hand into the floor, I grab my foot, and then I press away through the ball of my foot and I lift my chest. So what I'm looking for here is engaging through both heels, making sure that I don't lose this position. My legs are turning out, I'm pressing down, I'm lifting and lengthening my spine. And I'm using this forward press of the foot to give me this tension to help me lift out of the floor. So to my right side, boom, 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 to my left. I start with this, just kind of warming up side to side, see what's going on with my hamstrings. Good, and for a lot of you, you might immediately, depending on where you're at, start feeling your groin and inner thigh. That's totally fine. But I want you to remember, we want to feel the hamstrings and the glutes more than anything. So in order to get to that place for yourself, you really want to stay engaged through the heels, stay engaged by pulling these toes back and pressing down as much as you can. So every once in a while, put your hand behind you and try to engage through your glutes. So all right, so I've warmed up. I'm going to go a little bit wider here, feel a little better for myself. I'm still going side to side, seeing what's there. Can go to the middle, boom, boom, go to the side. Pressing through, and don't rush this. I like to do this when I watch TV, so just chilling out, hanging out, no rush, focusing on my breath. Maybe the TV's on, maybe I'm playing my Spotify. So another thing here, so you've seen Van Damme on the Volvo, boom, big split. How is he able to do that? Yes, there's flexibility, but he's engaged in the right way. So I need you to learn how to engage your glutes by externally rotating your legs, pressing through your heels so that you can get out of this stuff and feel your glutes and your hammies. So I'm pressing down, squeezing my butt as hard as I can. I'm going to now come down to the middle, okay? So from here, you can have your hands. What I like to do, people that are a little more tight, stack up some pillows here so that you can relax a little bit, okay? It's okay to be disengaged with the upper body as long as you're still engaged with the legs and lower body. But wherever you are here, fall forward, check that space out. Your goals eventually are having more and more of a split with the leg position and more of a pancake position where that chest and head come down to the floor and you get that length through that torso. But what I end up doing is I find myself on my elbows, I reach out far, lifting my chest. If I'm having a hard time engaging my glutes, another thing I do is I put my hands behind my back, let my shoulders sink down, and I lean forward just a little bit. I press through the heels. Ooh, I can feel my butt right there, and I come back as tall as I can. This is a great exercise to engage the right things. Squeeze your quads, squeeze your glutes, protect those knees, stay turned out with those legs. Fall forward and lift up. Good, falling forward, whoop. See where you're at, keep that flat back, coming back up. I can really feel my left glute. It's a little weaker than my right. Up and down, shoulders down and relaxed, long neck, chest staying lifted. Do this a few times and you're gonna get that engagement in what you wanna feel in the glutes. Once you have that, guess what? You can come down farther. You can bring your head down to your hands. You can kiss the floor eventually. That pancake split is what we're looking for. Chest to the floor, head to the floor. And again, everything engaged. Quads engaged, glutes engaged, feet, ankles engaged, pressing to the floor, and find those hamstrings. As that groin opens up in that inner thigh, you're gonna feel more and more of the hamstring, and that's what we want. So that's the first big stretch I do for myself. Let's move on to the second thing I do. It's pretty simple and straightforward. I literally bring my legs behind me, and I sit down on my ankles, okay, toes pointed. I kind of try not to let my ankles roll out. I try to keep them somewhat engaged. The big thing Big reason rather I do this is because I want ankle flexibility in both directions. I want to be able to plantar flex, which is going down. I want to dorsiflex. I want to have a big range of motion because that helps me with walking, with running. It helps me with my squats because ankle mobility is everything when it comes to knee issues and hip problems, right? If your ankles are open, everything else will follow, okay? So sitting down, getting as tall as you can, putting your weight into your heels. My right side is much tighter, that front side of my shin, so it's a great stretch for me. And now that I live in Atlanta, I'm driving all the time, so I'm holding my foot in a fixed position and I get a little tight on that right side with the gas pedal, so this is great to balance that out. Outside of doing this for ankle mobility, I also do a little downward dog, so I go on my hands, lift up, and I press back. I'm just looking to get my heels down here. And the big thing here is just checking out that flexibility of my calf and soleus and lower leg. Look, I'm just looking for it. If you don't have that ability to get your heels down, that's totally fine. Maybe you walk forward a little bit more and you keep your butt as high as you can. The big thing here is you want to press your chest toward your thighs, squeeze your elbows toward each other, and really get those heels down as best you can. If you're really flexible, you're able to get even closer to and walk you forward. All right, so we've got our ankle mobility. The last thing I do, really straightforward, a forward fold. I got this out of Pilates. So I stand tall, my feet hip distance apart. What you want to do if you're beginning with this is soften your knees. You're going to roll down, tuck your chin, roll down here. Good. If you're really tight, again, bend the knees more and more and more. We want to feel like we're letting go with the belly getting really soft. If you're more flexible, you can kind of engage more through the quads. Good. The big thing here for a lot of people, what they're missing out on, I can't reach that far. You can't reach that far because you're not engaging. So let me give you an example here. You just pull a ball out. So you could put something on the floor that you could touch depending on your flexibility level. And I want you to reach down to it and then actually feel like you're going to go into a handstand, kind of lift the belly, engage the stomach. So from that, wow, okay, I can feel I need to engage down. Well, you can use that to climb and help pull yourself down because the big key here is curving and feeling like someone's punching you in the gut. So you're lifting actively with the stomach up, boop, so you can have that space to go down. Now, depending on how flexible you are, if you want more out of this, you can go ahead and grab the back of your ankles, the back hip here, you can hug behind your knees, you can start bent and straighten out, one or the other. Whatever works for you, but breathe here into your chest, expand out. We're trying to spill out, just like a waterfall off a cliff, out and down. Good. And a few goals for you is flat hands, boom, flat feet, and also eventually kissing those knees. Remember, keeping your weight forward, don't sink back too far. One more thing I like to do, I like to roll a little bit through my spine. So this is a little bonus for you. Pull the knees in, stay tight, roll through. You might hear some crunching, that's totally fine. Again, stay engaged. If you feel comfortable and you can hold that shape without holding your knees, totally do it. Last thing here, hands back, hips up. Good, and a big stretch on that lower back and hamstring, okay? A few ideas for you. Give yourself some time of day. Maybe it's not night time, maybe it's middle of the day, maybe it's in the morning. But give yourself a chance to breathe. Put on music that relaxes you or no music at all. Just give yourself a quiet space to decompress. Listen to your body. Breathe into the tension of your body. Engage and release. It's a big thing with flexibility. If you're having tightness, squeeze your butt, squeeze your quad, depending on what you're doing. Squeeze some areas for 5 to 10 seconds, release, exhale, and you'll find yourself opening up, okay? Big deal, flexibility, mobility, everything. Soft and strong body. Thanks for joining Pearman Fitness. Let me know how you feel. Try these things out. Leave a comment below and let me know what you'd like to see. See you later.